Okay, I think I'm live. Hello, world. Where I left off yesterday, I was working on a course of mine. I'm working on this course that I was going to put on Udemy, create a REST API with Django. I have a couple other courses on Udemy, and I don't know what my URL is. But should be something like /John Leon. No. /user/nanodano. So I've got a couple of courses up: deploy Django on Linux and working with binary data in Python 3. I'm working on another one now, creating a REST API in Django. We'll see how that goes. But something else actually I wanted to do today. I had this idea for basically making a healthy reminders kind of project. So I had an iWatch, not an iWatch. What do they call them? Apple Watch. And it'll remind you every once in a while to stand up, to breathe, to drink some water, stuff like that. So I wanted to do something like that, and I think there's an easy way to do it with just a cron job. Use cron to trigger live notify alerts as reminders to stand, drink, what else? Breathe? They have one to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. This is just a reminder. We hope you don't forget. It's not bad though. What it does is it times 7 deep breaths, and it actually vibrates on your wrist. Speeds up and slows down as you are supposed to inhale and exhale. So you take 7 long, concentrated deep breaths, and it is nice actually. But I think all I'm gonna do here is basically well, let's see. What I was thinking is just having a cron job for each one. So basically, if I edit my cron tab for my user, something like this. I guess that didn't copy. Let's see. How do you select? Right now it's doing Vim select, but I want it to do terminal select. Shift? I think it's shift. Now I should be able to copy and paste. So let's say every 10, well, maybe it was too much, every 1 hour, right? Every hour. So on the 0th minute of every hour, on every day of the month, on every day. And the command is going to be, what is my user? Oops. Healthy reminders. Remind.py. Whatever, I'll just call it remind.py, something like that. And this will just be, oh, Todd says hi. Hello, Todd. Welcome, Todd. What brings you here? You are, it looks like you're the one viewer, so it's me and you, bud. We're in this together. I'm just working on a little healthy reminders thing. It's basically just going to remind me every hour in this case to do something. Stand up, breathe. And I have a blog post because I've done this a few times with the Notify desktop notifications with Python. So I think you can actually get away without the Python G objects. Well, I guess not. I guess G object introspection is where Notify comes from. Live Notify is part. But you know what? I probably can just cut out the whole thing and instead just call the Notify program Live Notify bin. It gives you a command line program you can use. Notify. I don't remember what it's called. But you can do this. You can do dpackage-l Live Notify bin. And this will tell you everything that came in it. There it is. Notify send. Let's see. And then you have to tell it what kind of thing. So you say something like dash urgency normal, low. I suppose it's low. I don't know. How important is breathing? Dash T specifies milliseconds. Let's do 60 seconds. It'll sit there for a while. You have to click it out. So you have to kind of acknowledge it. It won't just disappear real fast if you're not looking for a moment. App name. Stay healthy. Well, I guess I probably need some quotation marks there. Category, hint. I guess this should be enough. No summary specified. I guess I need the actual message. Don't forget to breathe. It didn't like something about my quotes there. I think it's... Dang. Let's see. Control V? Is that the magic key? Shoot. It's okay. I'm just going to copy and paste it. So I don't even need... I don't need a project or anything. I can really just... Boom, just like that. But let me fix this. Oops. Shoot, now how do you move down a line? I was watching Luke Smith's channel the other day and he talked about this. You can pretend you can have it go down a line. Was it G? Yeah, it was G. It was the power of G. So with G, you can move around regardless of whether it's actually on the same line or not. Okay. I needed to fix this, so I'm going to say do not. So now, well, I guess that was the wrong. I need to do shift copy, and then cron tab dash E. And then down at the bottom, I'll insert it. And just to try it out, let's just try and have it run every minute. And one should pop up in like 5 seconds. No? No? Let's check the cron log by journal CTL log. Wait. Is it going to go to journal CTL? No, it's a personal cron. So I think it's going to go to my mail. my Unix mail. Notify send. So it did run, and it is in my journal CTL. Is it because it ran with cron that it's not connected to the desktop? I should have seen the reminder here. I should have seen it a couple times already. So it's running, and it's running as me, which is right, but it's not talking to my desktop. So that's a bummer. I wonder if I can use some kind of environment variable to tell it to use a specific desktop. Let me do man notify send. Do they have... No, there's nothing that mentions dbus or desktop or anything. Let me see if Google yields anything. Goggle. Oh, great goggle. What's going on with my Firefox? The clicks aren't working. Okay, so notify send cron. Boom, first one. Let's see if there's an answer. There's a check mark. There might be hope. Commands need to reference their location. So notify send needs to be... Yeah, well, this is not the problem. Yeah, I have the full path. The problem is that cron scripts do not run under the user session. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And have no concept of the environment of the user's login session. As notify send requires connecting to a dbus session, it will not matter what path the binary is called from. So, shoot. Because actually dbus session bus address has to be set. And the correct answer is from Khmer. Let's see. So can you set it? It looks like it might be a environment variable I can set. To get notify send to work, it seems to be necessary to set the dbus session bus address environment variable, as per Dahidi F's comment on ubuntuforums.org. Just prepend the following to your actual job description. Export, searching for... So you're looking through the process. You're finding the process of your GNOME session. And then you're looking up the environment variables. You're finding specifically the dbus session bus address. And then you're exporting that as a variable, an environment variable. So, okay, so this is going to grab your dbus session address from your gnome session process live. It doesn't seem necessary to set the display. Let's try this out. That is a nice little one-liner. You know what, though? I think I probably want to write a script now. Let's call it remind.sh. Okay. I think I can do it on a separate line because it's calling export. So I don't have to do it on the same line. And then I can just copy this. So let's try that. Add some executable bits and a little bit of salt. Wait 1 minute and then it'll ding when it's ready. Oops. I want delete forward. So now I just want to call my remind script. And we should see, oh, I have to wait 50 seconds. Let's try tailing the cron. If this works, I'm definitely going to save this, because that is a nice, neat little snippet if you ever need a cron job to talk to your desktop session. Okay, we can count down like the New Year's Eve ball dropping. Will it work? Holistic Python asks, what is it I'm making? Yay. It's a reminder so you don't forget to breathe, because that's important in life. The idea is kind of like the iWatch, the Apple Watch. It just reminds you every once in a while to stand up, stretch, drink some water. And so in this case, I can actually, what I'll do is take an argument right from there, and I'll say, time to stand up. How about that? I'll say, time to stand up. And the other one can be, time to drink some water. Maybe I'll simplify this to one word. Time to hydrate. You don't have to drink water. You could eat something full of water. Do not forget to breathe. All right, see, it's working now. That is a nice little snippet that I'm definitely going to save. So let's look at that again, in case I need to recreate this myself one day. So, okay. The problem was the cron job had no concept of the desktop that I was running. Cron was kind of running the script in its own thing. And that's all the desktop stuff is done through dbus. And so what this script will do is go into your processes. It'll find the process called gnome session using pgrep process grep to search through the processes to find the gnome session, which in my case is the desktop I'm using. If I was using a different desktop, it might be OpenBox session or something like that. And then you're grabbing the environment variables from the session, your gnome session, your desktop. And in this case, you're getting all of the environment variables, and then you're grepping through the environment variables to find the one environment variable called dbus session bus address. And then we're exporting that so it is its own script. In fact, I don't think, let me leave it in there just in case I'm wrong, but I don't think I need eval. I think I can actually just say export this. And in, well, yes. I think I can. Well, let's find out. We'll find out in 3 seconds. Yeah, it still worked. So the eval, maybe if you're trying to do a one-liner, you might need it, but I made a script so I could have 2 lines and have a little sanity here too. So, you know, actually, I'll leave that for reference, and I'm also going to... Oh, what's happening to the Firefox again? I actually really want that URL. There we go. Control L. Control L is your shortcut to select all the text there. Okay. So what I want to take here is actually the argument, and I think that's $1. Let's try it. Remind hi. Yep. Line 5 ignored. Null byte. Here. It didn't like. Warning, command substitution. Ignored null byte in input. Where did it get a null byte? Yeah, same one with that one. Let's see. I can try and debug it. Let's see. If I take out this piece, and let's save that as a variable, call that environ. Well, maybe that's not going to be a restricted keyword, I hope. We'll call it my gnome environ. No, yeah, just like that. No, I leave it like that. This one will be so just for sanity, let's try that out. So that part works okay. It's somewhere on this one, somewhere in the egrep. It's just a warning, so it's not really a big deal, but I am curious what that means. There was just a null byte like at the end of the file somewhere. No, it's not really worth it. It's just a little warning. Holistic Python says, it would be cool if you did a project live stream showing a Stripe payout for a basic e-commerce with Flask. Honestly, I might have done that. I've done so many live streams in the past, and I know I definitely touched on e-commerce stuff and Flask and this and that, so I might have what you're asking for already. Live coding streams. These were my marathon streams that were like 4 hours long. Look at this one, 3 hours. So where's the playlist? Stripe payment API, Braintree payment API. I know I did some stuff on Django All-Auth, Django REST framework. I know there's a PayPal thing in here somewhere. Right? Here's Flask and OAuth. Log in with GitHub, log in with Discord, that kind of stuff. There it is. PayPal IPN. That's another one. So yeah, I did some Stripe stuff here, Braintree there, PayPal, and Flask. So maybe that's some helpful reference for you. Now, have my reminders been popping up? Yeah, okay, there they are. Wait. Yeah, don't forget to breathe. 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes ago. What happened? Did they stop working? I guess now I need to modify this. I should have had another terminal open. Yeah, there we go. So here's where I can set the different timers for each one. So minutes. Oh, what? Replace. I've never entered that mode in Vim. I don't know how that happens. Okay. Time to stand up should happen once an hour, right? So how about on the 0th minute of every hour? Time to hydrate. I should probably sip some water. Take a sip of water like every 15 minutes, huh? So would it be 15/star? Is it star/15? What do they say up here? I think it's star/15. This is why I like having references for stuff I do a lot. I just go to my homepage and I search for what I need. I need cron. Yeah, cron tips. Oh. Don't forget to take your ads, kids. Okay. Cron job examples. Run every 15 minutes. Yeah, it's star/15. /15. Every minute divided by 15. Okay. And what was the other one? It was... Well, let's just... stand, drink, and breathe. So, should I set the reminder for every minute to breathe? No, I'll do once an hour for the breathing thing too, but I'll do it at a different time. Different time than the stand up. Maybe at the half hour? Well, Holistic Python, if you use the Brave browser to avoid ads, you're preventing me from getting pennies off of you. I'm not complaining at all. Don't take that as a complaint. I use ad blockers too, but I'm actually not on this VM. I don't know what the stats are. I want to say it's like 30-40% of people. Maybe it's a little less. Maybe it's like 25% of people use ad blockers. I mean, I make some okay money. I make between $100 and $200 a month from ads. And that all comes from Google search traffic from whatever questions. Yeah, 27%, 2021. Among this demographic of 16 to 24-year-olds, almost half of them do. Trivia for the day. Well, ads, Mr. Python says, I personally think ads is a dying business model. IMO. I don't know if it ever was. I mean, maybe for really big sites. It's not a business model for me in the sense like I can run a business on it. It's just another income stream that adds up from a bunch of other income streams. So I was doing my taxes last year. I had like 15 income streams. They were all tiny except for my full-time job. But, $30 a month here, $50 a month there, $100 a month over there, another 50 over here. They all add up. And so, yeah, I mean, it's not like I rely on ads as my food money. It's not that stable. It goes up and down. Yeah, I think I'm done. I guess I didn't save my cron job yet. Here it is. That was drink, right? No, that was breathe. So let me save this. Oh no, I did it again. Okay, shift select. Right. Okay, now I guess I can put it in. I'll put it in both. What does it matter? I'll put it in the README. So here's actually what the cron jobs should look like. And then our reminder script. Let me clean it up. So I don't need this because I've got the original reference there. I did this debugging, so I'll add that over here. Yep, okay. So yeah, that's really all it does is it just calls notify send. It sends my reminder. All right. I've never run cron tab all by itself. It doesn't look like it does anything. Is it cron tab dash L? It is. So the next one should be at the 45-minute mark. And I need to drink. Good thing I have a little bit of water here. Because my throat's already going dry. Okay, cool. Well, I want to save this. I want to push this up to GitHub. But I'm not logged in on the VM, so let me push this up as a gist. I don't think this warrants a whole project. In fact, I think I'm just going to stick this in my cookbook. I don't know. What should I do? Cookbook. Gist. An actual repository. Let's see. I think we can just take all that, stick it in here. Just make this the README, basically. Oh, what? Oh, come on. Oh, let's see. I think I have VS Code installed. Mr. Python says, GitHub is using some token now instead of a login details. Have you started using the auth token? No. I haven't heard about that. I usually just use SSH keys to do most of my stuff. So, let's see. Set up a cron job to remind you to do healthy things. Let's see. Notes on dbus plus cron from Ask Ubuntu. Okay. I guess I could provide a simple usage example. So that'd be remind that time to hydrate. And let me take some of these cron examples too. Let's try and make it somewhat readable. Oh boy, the formatting did not do so good here. Screw it. I've already got the reference in the cron tab. Let's just tidy it up. Okay. Some cron examples. Boom. Done. Cool little script. Got it all set up. Maybe I'll also mention, just for those who don't know, cron tab-e. That's how you add it. Okay. Let's make a gist. Okay, here we go. There it is. It's literally a two-line, literally just a little two-liner. Could even be one line. One long line. Two little lines, one long line. Let's see, what other kind of gists do I have? A couple weeks ago I made one called SSH copy ID. This is essentially the SSH copy ID command, but written in Python because Windows doesn't have it. And I guess if you ever don't have it somewhere else too. It's just an easy way to copy your SSH key to the authorized keys file. OpenFire create user. So API snippets, how to use the OpenFire API for XMPP, cPanel, creating email addresses, how to mount SMB drives, grub colors, customizing the grub menu to look like Dev Dungeon colors. Serving GZ files. So this little snippet, you can have gzipped files sitting on your disk, and PHP can serve them straight from the gzip. It'll basically open the zip file in place, unzip it in memory, and serve it back. So you never have to store the unzipped file on disk. Pretty cool little thing. HTTP download.py. Just a function to download a file, real simple. Non-sucky service manager. This is how to create a service in Windows. Kind of like a systemd service. Waitress serve local. That's a WSGI server for Python apps like Flask or Django. How to open firewall ports. This was more for CentOS, though I don't really use that much anymore. How to add a system user. That's a user that basically can't log in, doesn't have a home directory, no shell, just used for running a systemd job, basically, or a cron job or something. Example SSH config. How to rebind your caps lock to escape with auto hotkey. Oops. What else? Sometimes I forget all the stuff I have to. Generate self-signed certificate. Hey, in 2 minutes we should see the reminder go off. Example Nginx configurations. Example uWSGI configurations. Example systemd files for gunicorn for running WSGI. A little snippet if you want to check and make sure that the user is running a script as root. You can just say, hey, you're not root. Try again. What else do I have? Some of the stuff's a year old. Generate self-signed certificate. Oh, this one is in Python, not using the OpenSSL command, using the SSL package. Django backup DB. This was a Django management command that'll back up the database and upload it over FTP. A backup script for Minecraft that does the same kind of thing, uploads it over FTP. Map caps lock to escape. Is that a duplicate? I thought I already had another one of those. Bash get user input, bash for loop, bash history tips. Oh yeah, these are some good ones. There's more in there though. Bash check the return value. It's that $? Question mark. Bash. Okay, so there's a bunch of bash ones there. Bash shell colors. Another duplicate, it looks like. Check if root. PowerShell. HTTP example. Tiny little network assembly. MongoDB reference. Dart language. Crystal language. Clojure. AWS CLI. Ansible local. List your RPMs by size. Drupal 8 REST API create node. Oh, I remember this one. I created this one because we were actually demonstrating a really severe CVE where someone could get root or get an admin account on Drupal 8 if they had the REST API enabled. So Mr. Python asks, have you ever used Godot, Unity, or Blender? I've used all of them, and I've used Unreal Engine. I've used Panda 3D. I've used Pygame. I used to write games in QBasic. I've tried Phaser.js. I've tried SFML, SDL, Allegro. I've played around with a ton of different ones. Unity, I like. I've done some cool stuff. I've even done some VR with Unity. And I've done some game jams. I have a friend who makes games. In fact, let me show you a buddy of mine. He's the one that helped me make Apora.net. Me and him made this site. and it's called his games is called, I think it's called S Games. We made, I helped, participate in this one, Kikoshe. This was a game jam, and my buddy makes all of his games using Unity. These are all his games. Well, these are just some of his games, I should say. These are just like a few of them. But this one is his newest one that looks really cool and has been getting some real good feedback. It was another game jam one, I believe. But this one was awesome because we actually got fourth or first. I honestly can't remember. We either got first or fourth. It did really good. And this one's fun. Maybe I can find a video here. It looks like he made a trailer and everything. Can you guys hear the audio? Can you hear the audio from the game? Hold on, let me switch. Okay, I think that's it. Let me know if it's too loud. But basically, you have this shuriken, the ninja star, and you jump around, you kick it. You just keep kicking it in different directions. You kick it, yeah. One of the things I helped work on was, I think I did a level or two, but I did some help with programming on the AI and getting the AI to automatically aim at you and stuff like that. But that's one of them. If there's one I recommend, it's either that one or the one I just showed you here. The name, I just forgot the name. Twilight Tower. Twilight Tower is the one. It's like a card game. Yeah, anyway. We also made Apora.net, so if you need a service that'll notify you when your site goes down, that's what we do. It'll email you if your site goes down. Also, while you're here, I'll mention I got these Udemy courses, Deploy Django on Linux and working with binary data in Python 3. And you can become a member of Dev Dungeon. If you become a member, you get SSH access to our mainframe, where you get personal web space and you can store your Git repos. You get an email account, an XMPP account, a Matrix account, IRC access, and more. So come hang out. You don't have to be a member to come hang out in the chat rooms in Matrix or XMPP or Discord. We do have a Discord server. You can go to devdungeon.com/Discord if you want to join the chat room. That is devdungeon.com/Discord. Then you'll join Discord. Where am I at on the stream? Almost 50 minutes. Cool. So I got this. Oh, where did my alert go? It didn't happen. It should have happened at the 45-minute mark. Something's wrong. Journal CTL. Cron. No. Yeah, so it tried to mail me, but I don't have an NTA installed. No mail transportation authority? Mail Transit Authority, something like that. No mail tool. So what happened? Cron tab -L. Let's try and just execute it. Invalid number of options. On line 15, okay. Oh, I guess I don't need... I think that should be better. Invalid number of options. Oh, shoot. Did I just make my gist with a broken script? What happened? Huh. So it's like the variable's not coming through? I thought $1, and it should be, right? Now I'm confused. It's... Oh, I think I know. I need to wrap it in quotes. I think that might be it. Yeah. Silly. Okay, well, let me edit my gist real quick. Edit. Wrap some quotation marks. Done. Yeah, that's better. Actually, I don't need this part either. I should remove that. That's better. Cool. So now, if I want to set this up on a new computer, all I need to do is put it somewhere, whether it's in my home directory or opt or wherever, and then basically just copy these cron settings and tweak them as needed. Now I should see at the top of the hour time to stand up. And you can customize more, like you can set the icon and all of that. There was a bunch more options here, but this is cool. This accomplishes the goal I wanted, which is basically to mimic the iWatch, where it just reminds you to stand up and drink and stuff. So cool. I'm going to be healthier from now on. Are you? You can be too, if you try out my gist. All right. I'm getting close to an hour. This was kind of my goal. Whoever's out there in chat, I don't see a participant list, but what's going on with you guys? What have you been working on? What brings you here? You're watching my stream about nothing. It's like Seinfeld, but not funny. So it's kind of like Seinfeld. This is what I was working on before. I was building up my course, create a REST API with Django. But then I took a quick sidetrack to build the healthy reminders. Nice. Devashishrai, random recommendation. Well, that's cool. That's one of the things I was hoping. If I did a little streaming, I might run into some new people. So welcome. Mr. Python says, currently working on Flask API with React for basic authentication. Yeah, I've made a lot of web apps, and I feel like so much time gets spent on the authentication systems. Even though it's weird, because even though there are pre-built systems, like even the Django built-in system's pretty good, I still do a lot of customization. I like to have a lot of control over exactly how it works. And part of the reason is I'm a real stickler for the security part of things. So I want to be able to control the rate limiting on the email send, things like that, username enumeration, preventing things like that, how long the keys are, how long the random passwords are. I think it's really important to understand how that's working. If you're just a beginner, though, I probably would stick with the built-in stuff, because you'll probably do it worse. You'll probably do it worse than they will. In my opinion, they do it worse than I would, so that's why I rebuild it. I just don't trust. I mean, if you look at the OWASP top 10, there's nothing to indicate people are writing any better or more secure code. It's the same vulnerabilities every year. Winston Smith. Hey man, I think you joined Discord the other day, but never see you around. Welcome back. I'm currently getting into web app bug bounties. Just started. That's cool. Web application security is one of my specialties. Particularly web apps and application security. I've tried to do bug bounties, but I get kind of bored of them real fast. I like to create stuff more than I like to break into it, but they're cool. I've done a couple streams on some bug bounty stuff. One of them was, oh, there's my alert. You see it? It just went off. Time to stand up. So I got both of them at once. It's time to drink and stand up. I can drink and stand at the same time, though. Okay. Yeah, bug bounty stuff is cool. And Winston, if you want to talk about that stuff, I'm always down to chat about that. You know who has... I was going to say, I did a couple streams on trying to create a browser extension that helps with the bug bounty stuff. So a browser extension that'll automate a lot of checks and kind of recon stuff for you. Devashish Rai, you're asking what app is that? I'm glad you asked, because that's what I just made in the last hour. Technically, it's an app called Notify Send. It's just part of... I think it's part of GNOME, technically. It's part of GTK, I think. But it's a package you can install. And I basically am just calling notify with the argument. And in this case, I'm saying, remind me to stand up, remind me to drink, remind me to breathe. And I just have cron scheduling it. So on the top of the hour, remind me to drink every 15 minutes, or stand every 15 minutes, drink. And at the half hour, stop and breathe. Kind of like the iWatch, the Apple Watch, where it has these reminders. And so all I did was set up my cron job. If I do cron tab -e. So I just have a couple cron jobs set up. So yeah, there's a gist. You think you can just go to gist.github.com/nanodano, and it's all, all the notes and everything are right here. It's just a one script. It's pretty much a one-liner. Dev, yes. My back hurts too. Let me try to link it. I'm not actually logged into YouTube. Let me try. There you go. I'm curious how long the delay is too, from when I post it and you hear me tell you that I posted it. There's different latency settings. I want to say it's probably set at 30 seconds right now. Nice, that wasn't too bad. Maybe 10, 15 seconds. That's cool. By the way, I'm also streaming on Wi-Fi. So I've been curious what the quality will be like. I guess there's enough buffer to where the Wi-Fi is okay if it gets a little spotty. Yeah, but use that script. Make it better. Share it. All right, well, I'm going to sign off for now. Hope you guys had fun. It was good chatting with you. Come hang out. So we've got a few places to chat. As I've been building up our infrastructure for all the members, so we've got a mainframe server. And if you become a member here at my.devdungeon.com, you get SSH access. You have your web space. You can store repos. You also get an email account, an XMPP account, a Matrix account, IRC. So we have a bunch of infrastructure for playing around with, for chatting, for making bots, for testing out automations, and all kinds of stuff. And we also have Discord. If you want to come hang out and chat, it's devdungeon.com/Discord. That's where most people are right now, honestly. That has the highest population. So if you really want to come hang out, come out on Discord. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to try and do some more of these